In the heart of Tokyo lies a Shinto shrine, like the thousands scattered throughout Japan. Its central location in Chiyoda City, very close to the Imperial Palace, makes it a prime tourist hotspot for those wishing to immerse themselves in Japanese tradition. However, Yasukuni Shrine is a bit different than the rest of Japan's beautiful Shinto shrines, and has been a source of bitter tensions between Japan, China, and Korea. But what makes Yasukuni different? Yasukuni Shrine was established in 1869 by the Emperor Meiji. Yasukuni literally means peaceful nation in Japanese, and when Emperor Meiji visited for the first time, he wrote a poem expressing his wills for those who fought to protect Japan's peace to be enshrined here and, quote, have their names lived forever. After the shrine was established, Japan became an increasingly expansionist power, fighting many wars with their neighbors. The most famous being what we call the invasion of China and World War II, or what the Yasukuni website calls, quote, the Manchurian Incident, the China Incident, and the Greater East Asia War. This rephrasing of events is not by accident. During Japan's invasion of Manchuria, China, and the rest of Asia, the Imperial Army committed countless war crimes against those that they conquered, the most famous being the Korean Comfort Women and the Nanjing Massacre, both of which are dismissed by mainstream Japanese politicians today as being anti-Japan fabrications. This refusal to accept the past turned into bitter distrust between relations with China and Korea. Throughout most of its history, Yasukuni served as a place to remember the ordinary soldiers that died for Japan. In 1978, however, Class A war criminals, the highest class of conviction, that included Hideki Tojo, the prime minister that was executed by hanging, Iwane Matsui, who ordered the Nanjing Massacre, and Seishiro Itagaki, who expelled the Jews in China and oversaw extreme mistreatment of Allied prisoners, were enshrined in Yasukuni despite being convicted war criminals at the Far East trial. Many Chinese and Koreans saw this as a slap in the face to peace and a reminder of the painful atrocities committed by the Imperial Army. In the decades past, Yasukuni would be visited countless times by Japanese politicians, most notably Prime Ministers Koizumi and Abe. Each time that a politician visited the shrine, China and Korea protested, saying that it was just more evidence the Japanese government had not been sincere in their apologies for the atrocities committed against the two countries' people. Emperor Hirohito was not pleased with the enshrining of war criminals at Yasukuni. He wrote in his diary that he was, quote, displeased with the enshrining of Class A war criminals and never visited again after they were enshrined there. His son Akihito never visited the shrine during his reign as emperor, and the current Naruhito has never visited Yasukuni either. I personally really respect this move by all three emperors, and I'm grateful that the emperor has done this. This remains my personal opinion on Yasukuni. It is in fact natural for a country to build memorials to their war dead. My own country, the United States, has tons of them. There is nothing wrong with enshrining Japanese regulars that died in wars. I agree that it is important to recognize what people like Hideki Tojo and Iwane Matsui did. Their actions should be preserved in museums so that future generations can make their own judgment. However, Yasukuni is no museum. It is a shrine, by definition, a place of worship. I'd say that your average Japanese soldier, who had no control of the events unfolding around him, should be commemorated for his bravery. But does Iwane Matsui, who saw the brutal murder of more than 200,000 Chinese civilians, really deserve an enshrinement in this place of worship, where the goal isn't to judge him impartially, but rather to create a nostalgia-fueled image of him as a perfect martyr? That's my question for you.